Hello, welcome to Ready, Set, Go, Session 1. The primary job of a real estate agent, that's us, is lead generating. In Ready, Set, Go, we're going to be talking about the 4 skills you need to launch or relaunch your real estate career. My name is Steve Strickholm. I'm the CEO and founder of Knowledge DNA Goal Tracking Software Company. And our company, KDNA, we've helped tens of thousands of real estate professionals build their business. And we've been used by hundreds of managers and coaches and over 1,000 real estate teams. So let's talk about the purpose of Ready, Set, Go. It's to help you launch your real estate career using these 4 key skills that create success. Today, we're going to be talking about Number 1, Session 1, where the primary job of us as agents is lead generating. Then the next session is generating leads and developing a lead map and a lead strategy. Number 3, Session 3, converting my leads and using my script action plan. In order to convert leads, you need to know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. That's what scripts help you do. And then Session 4 is creating income from your leads and referrals, being ready to go. So this seminar is for new agents who are getting their license and getting their business ready. We want you to not waste time or opportunity once you get your license. We want you to not sync with your business, but be ready to go and create a lot of income right out of the gate. And for current agents, we want to help you increase your focus so you create an even more profitable career. So again, for new agents, helping you get ready to launch your business, and current agents helping you relaunch your career or create even more success. So why did we create Ready, Set, Go? Well, it's because most agents fail in real estate. It turns out that within the first year, about 75% of agents are not making the income that they want or have left the business. And that number after 5 years is close to 87%. So what we want to do is help you activate the skills to bring you up from that level and give you a much better chance of making the income and having the success that you want in your real estate career. So let's talk about the 3 key facts that separate these 13% that are earning a living from everybody else. Key fact number 1, this is what most people don't understand, is that the primary job of us as real estate agents is lead generating. If we've come from a career or a job where we've sat in a cubicle or had work delivered to us to complete, like, hey, work on these projects or fulfill these orders, well, somebody else has already gone out and created that business, and we're fulfilling the sales process, but we're not creating the sale in the first place. And that's the primary job of us as real estate agents, is not transaction management, but actually creating the clients in the first place. So key fact number 2 is real estate sales is a competition. We all start at 0, but it's only the disciplined and committed agents that achieve their goals. So key fact 3, you've got to do what the other 87% are not doing to achieve your goals. And that's what we're going to be talking about in these 4 sessions, is giving you those secrets that the other 13% are using. So purpose of Ready, Set, Go is to help you build the skills beyond licensing that are going to drive your business forward. Here's one of my favorite quotes from one of our many coaches. High producers operate in reality. There's another quote, goal tracking stops my people from hallucinating that they're actually working. So you've got to live in reality, not hallucinating, in order to be successful in this business. So reality number 1 is, why do agents fail? They don't build enough strong relationships in order to have a healthy sales pipeline. And they don't make lead generating the top priority of their business. And the reason why then agents do succeed is because they make lead generating the top of their pyramid, and they work through strong relationships, and that's what creates their healthy sales pipeline. That's a pipeline, we call it a sales funnel. Lead generating creates relationships, creates appointments, creates sales. But it all starts at the top of the funnel, which is lead generating. So when agents succeed, they do a lot of lead generating. And then what we want to do is take lead generating and make it a habit in our business. So here's a great quote from Aristotle. A couple thousand years ago, they even knew this. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then it's not an act, but it's a habit, what we do over and over again, which creates consistency and it creates momentum in our business. So how do I make lead generating a successful habit then in my daily lifestyle? So here we are again, the first session of the 4, where the primary job of us as agents is lead generating. That's what we're focusing on today. So the first question we would ask is, well, why is lead generating important? Well, there are 4 stages to the sales pipeline. First, you prepare. You have business preparation, which we'll be talking about a lot today. That allows you to do successful lead generating, which creates appointments, which results in sales, and which provide you an income. You create money from that process. So, what is a sales pipeline? Well, first of all, you got to get ready to talk to people, and that's what we're going to be discussing a lot today. Then you go out and you build relationships. You talk to people about real estate. You set up appointments. You find buyers and sellers and get listing agreements. By meeting your client's goals then and handling offers and closing transactions, you then ultimately meet your goals, which is being successful with the time you're investing in creating income for yourself as a real estate agent. So here's a great quote from another one of the teachers and coaches we've worked with. Everybody you make eye contact with has a question about real estate. Well, you know why that is? Because everybody likes to live indoors. And that's pretty much a requirement of a civilized country and people, is we live indoors. So we've all got questions about real estate. How can I get a better place to live and so forth, or improve the place that I currently live in? So business preparation, again, is getting ready to talk to people, and then lead generating is then talking to people about real estate so you can set up appointments. So again, here are the 4 stages of the sales pipeline. Business preparation and lead generating, those are the first 2 things that are the most important, because if you don't do those, the income you're going to create is equal to 0. So here's one of the key facts we want you to understand. Clients will not just come to you. When I got my license, my real estate license, and also I got an insurance broker's license, you're sitting there going, okay, I got my license. I did all this hard work. Now, where are the clients? Well, one of the things that they don't tell you and they don't train you on when you're getting your license is that you've got to go out and create the business in the first place. So almost every sale you make is going to come from your own lead generating. And it turns out only about 3% of buyers find their agent by going into a real estate office. So if you're thinking, well, I'm going to just sit here, they've given me a nice cubicle and a phone, and there's a receptionist, and I've got a broker who's going to help me, with transaction problems. Isn't my office or my broker supposed to give me leads? And, well, the answer is no, because if you're just sitting there waiting for office walk-ins, can you live on 3% of your preferred income? No, nobody can. So that's why people find many other sources or really great sources of leads, outside of office walk-ins. And that can be, we'll be talking about all those different ways you can do that. You can be on a real estate team that can be providing you leads. Maybe you're a buyer agent on a team, but there are many solo agents as well that are working with, calling people in sphere of influence and door knocking and open houses. There are many, many creative sources for you to do lead generating. So that leads into what is lead generating, part 2 of our discussion today. So let's talk about what lead generating is not. Okay, it's not walking the dog and going to the dry cleaners and being busy, picking up the kids, going to the gym, or thinking about contacting. Now, it is lead generating. It does qualify if while you're walking the dog and you're buying groceries, if you're talking to people about real estate and handing out business cards, well, then that would qualify. I remember one agent that we worked with who had immigrated from another country, and his English was not very good. But the way and I'm not making this up, the way he built his business is he took his business cards and he went to the grocery store and he just walked around kind of looking for items, and he just started talking to people about what they were doing, and he started building relationships and introducing himself and handing out his cards, and it actually turned out that for him that was a successful way for him to build his business. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody do that. Just one other, again, offhand example, another agent would go to the ATM machine, and she would have on her real estate office badge or pin on her dress and or suit, and people at an ATM machine, they're thinking about money, right? So they look at her, oh, you're a real estate agent. Well, tell me what's going on in the market, or what are interest rates doing, or what are houses selling for over in this neighborhood? And she was able to generate some interesting and good leads and some income from going to the ATM machine every couple days. Again, developing relationships with people and talking to them about real estate. So these are very creative ways. I just wanted to give you an idea that yes, you can do these kinds of things, but only if you were there to develop relationships and start talking to people about real estate. Okay, so let's talk about thinking about contacting, because this is a trap that many of us fall into. If we're thinking about contacting, we're going, well, that's driving my business forward. So, but thinking about contacting, unless you're doing script practicing, which we'll be covering in one of our later sessions, doesn't count. And one of the things that we all struggle with and we need to overcome as salespeople is what we call reluctance. So, what is call reluctance? It means it's hard for me to go out and do door knocking, or when I'm at an open house, introducing myself to people and finding out what they're looking for, or getting on the phone and calling my sphere of influence. These are all areas where we can be reluctant to open up to building relationships with other people. So that's why we want to do a daily morning mindset in business preparation. So when we have a positive mindset and we're focused and we're open and we've scheduled our time so that we're not distracted with other things we need to do, then we really can focus on being positive and opening up to people and building relationships. So again, here's one of our favorite quotes to help you through that call reluctance, which is that everybody you make eye contact with has a question about real estate. Again, people love living indoors. So help them do that. Everybody's got a question about living indoors, and how can I make that a positive experience for myself? So I want to share with you a set of thoughts that has been really helpful to salespeople that I've worked with. It has to do with your posture as a real estate agent. So a place that a lot of us start in is what I call step one, which is we feel like it's an imposition for us or for me to talk with others about real estate. I feel like I'm bothering them, and they've got better things to do with their time, whether they're in the grocery store or in the ATM machine or at an open house. I don't want to get in their way. They're looking at the curtains, or I want to go door knocking, or I'm going to call my sphere of influence. Well, that's something we need to move beyond. Okay, so step two is moving to, well, I have a right to talk to other people about real estate. That's why I got my license. I know more than they do, so I'm a professional with valuable information. But what I want to encourage you to do is to move to step three, which is to say to yourself and understand that I have an obligation to let others know that I work in real estate, because everybody needs a place to live. We already talked about that, right? Living indoors is a requirement of a civilized people. And they're going to need the best agent. Whether they need an agent now or later, I won't be able to help them unless they know about my expertise. Because everybody that you don't talk to is an automatic no, 100% of the time. Guaranteed. So give them an option to say yes to you, because if you don't give them that option, you shortchange them, and the chances of your helping them with any questions they have is 0%. And we want to take that away. We want to give you the opportunity to let them know about what you do so they can make the choice to reach out to you if they want to or not. Don't take that choice away from them. And that's where we say step three, you have an obligation to let people know what you're doing and that you might be able to help them. So we call this don't be a secret agent. Remember Secret Agent Man? That was like way back in the 60s, I hear. Okay, so lead generating, what is it then? Well, it's calling and meeting with leads. It's contacting your sphere of influence. That's, as we'll be discussing down the road, that's a very powerful way to build your business. There's, of course, open houses, social events, farming or door knocking, and follow-up. And by the way, when we say attending social events, we also mean like social media, posting things on Facebook. Although, just understand that's a one-way contact that building a career in real estate really ultimately hinges upon having two-way conversations with people real time. That's the most powerful thing you can do to build your business. And you'll see at the bottom of the list we have what we call follow-up. It's not just about contacting people the first time, like, whew, I talked to 10 people at the open house. No, it's then following up a couple days or a week or two later. And we'll actually be giving you an example of a script about that. But the follow-ups, that's 80% of your lead generating job. It's not just opening up the door, but keeping the door open, keeping the conversation going. So as they have a real estate need and they'll be thinking about you, and they can contact you, or when you contact them, they go, yeah, now I'm ready to have a meeting with you. So how much lead generating should we be doing? Well, it's really important to do 2 to 3 hours a week, 2 to 3 hours a day of lead generating 4 or 5 days a week. So you're really talking 8, 10, 12, even 15 hours of lead generating, depending on how assertive or aggressive you want to be in ramping up your business. But what's the payoff? Well, one of the best practices we see with successful agents is that they schedule their time so they're doing lead generating in the mornings, and then what that does is that creates momentum in their business. And then they have flexibility in the afternoon to have appointments, set appointments, but also, to go to your kid's soccer game in the afternoon. That's what we get. That's the payoff, not just income, but it's flexibility in our time. That's the payoff of being an entrepreneur and building our business out of nothing. But we get an income that we create, and we get a flexible schedule to do the personal things that create health and wellness for ourselves and our family, like going to your kid's soccer game in the afternoon, owning your own time. So let's talk about briefly lead generating techniques. We're going to be going into that in more detail in session 2. So just want to let you know and hold your horses on that. We will be getting to that in session 2 of Ready, Set, Go. And again, that's lead generating, the second stage in the sales pipeline. So let's go back now to why is daily morning mindset important. That's the business preparation, the top of your sales pipeline, the top of your lead generating funnel. So how do you start your day? Do you run a brush through your hair, grab a cup of coffee, jump online or read a newspaper, and then look at all the bad news that's going on in the world and go, oh crap, well, all right, there's a drought here and something bad happened over here, and then they're arguing about stuff over here, and oh great, now I'm going to get on the phone and start talking to people. Well, that's not how you want to start your day, because you're going to be distracted. You're going to be like multitasking, grabbing your cup of coffee, reading the paper, maybe the kids are yelling in the background, and the dog needs to go out, right? Well, we call that gives you lack of focus. So scratch that out. What we want you to be doing is starting out with gratitude, affirmations, meditation, prayer, inspirational music, the kinds of things that are going to quiet your mind and make you in a really open, positive way when you talk to people. And the reason why this is so important is they've done studies, and they found, we call this the 7% rule, which is that what you say to people is only 7% of what they hear and what they evaluate about you. It turns out that the great majority, over 50%, if you're face-to-face with somebody, over 50% of what they read about you is your body language. Like, are you uptight? Are you relaxed? And another over 25% is your voice. How relaxed is your voice? How warm and welcoming are you? So again, if you've just been reading the paper and you're jacked up on coffee and you're worried about your dog and is he getting out of the pen? Is he on his leash or not, or what's going on? With your kids, that's not the place you want to be at. You want to be calm and relaxed, body relaxed, voice opening and welcoming, because only 7% is the words that you say. And if you're on the phone, the words are only 15%. The rest, 85%, is the tone and cadence of your voice. So the 15% rule on the phone, it's all about the voice, not about the words. So one of the little tricks you can do is have a mirror when you're on the phone talking to people. Make sure you smile, because if you're smiling, your body's going to be relaxed, your voice is going to be more relaxed, and you're going to come across in a much more positive and open way to the people you're talking to. So smiling and dialing, that's one of the things we call it. So is it better to start your day like this, all disorganized and hectic and everything, or relaxed, pleasant, and on the phone like this? So, key activity, first thing in the morning, the first 10 or 15 minutes, you want to be calming and focusing your mind. This is actually part of your job. So this is part of your job description. It should be in your schedule. And so this is great. This isn't like, oh, this is what I got to do to get ready to work. Think of it, this is what you do when you go to work in the morning. When you go to a cubicle, nobody cares about your mindset, really. They're not paying you for that. They're like, just get here on time and get to your booth on time, right? Because we're paying you by the hour. Well, in real estate, you're getting paid by results and solutions, not by just how many hours you spend doing it. So you want the time you spend to be as productive and as results oriented as possible. And so you start out, this is part of your job, the first 10 or 15 minutes is positive mindset, solution oriented, and being a service to others mindset. There's a great quote, I believe it's by Zig Ziglar. You can have everything you want out of life if you help enough other people get what they want out of life. And that's about being of service to others. I think you can live your life with that quote in mind and do really great things. So here's an example. Daily gratitude. Well, quiet place, close your eyes, 10 minutes of saying to yourself, I'm grateful to such and such because such and such. Why am I grateful? Here's why. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you can go to 10, 20, or 30 gratitudes during the morning, you'll be amazed at how more positive your mindset is and how more relaxed you are as you're speaking to people. Another example is what we call affirmations, where you can say, I'm somebody who blank, something positive that you're saying, because I provide my clients with this, or even my children with this, or my spouse with this, and I'm thankful for the result that this gives me. So again, this can be forward-looking. I may not yet be a successful agent, but I'm somebody who is successful at real estate because I provide my agents with excellent service, and I'm always following through and making sure they get everything they want. And I'm very thankful for all the clients I have in my business and how my business is growing. So an affirmation or gratitude can be about things that haven't happened yet. And of course, you want them to be about things that have happened as well, or that are currently true for you. So again, the ways to a positive attitude: don't do the coffee newspaper routine, gratitude affirmations, and so forth. That is the first part of your job every morning, because 7% rule, only 7% of what you say to people is what they hear. The body and voice are everything else, and if you're on the phone, the voice is 85%. So it all comes down then to lead generating. Now that you're ready to do this, you're calling, meeting with people, sphere of influence, through open houses, social events, farming, door knocking, and follow-up. These are all the ways that are legitimate lead generating. Unless you're walking the dog and talking to people, going to the dog park. We have dog parks where I live. Hey, that's actually a great way to meet people. Make sure people know you're a real estate agent and find out if they have any questions, and maybe bring some cards and pass them out. Now that would be kind of passive lead generating, not super active, but that could qualify as well and help your business. But again, you want to be smiling and dialing so your conversations go better when you should start your day like this. Okay, so part 4, why is business preparation important? Well, by business preparation, now we're really kind of talking about scheduling and getting time management in place. So now some days, yeah, my desk does look like this, but this is really not how we want our desk to look like in the morning, right? So what is time scheduling? It's setting up your daily tasks so you can work through the day real effectively and efficiently. So preview your schedule the day before. Review what your commitments are. This is something I do. Don't wake up in the morning and open up your book and go, oh my gosh, what do I got to do today? Review it the day before. Make sure you're ready, and make sure the other party is ready. By that I mean, after you've set your appointments, confirm them. So, you set an appointment the week before, a couple days before, just send an email or text message or phone call, perhaps, although the person might pick up the phone, usually an email or a text message or however you want to communicate. Just say, hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2 o'clock at XYZ place, okay? And sending some key information as well. I usually do that in email. I'll send some key information for them to review, and they're always very thankful for that. And then, of course, time blocking. Block out the time for your lead generating activities so that the appointments and the lead generating don't conflict. Because the lead generating has to come first, because that's what creates the appointments through the sales pipeline. So key fact number 1, remember, the primary job of a real estate agent is lead generating. And you want to be time blocking your calendar so your day can start with lead generating. Now, you might be the kind of person that does better lead generating in the afternoon or even calling people in the evenings. I've done that, and I found that that was a great way to reach people as well. So I'm not saying you got to do it in the morning, but we want you to time block it because you want to make sure you get those calls and those contact hours in to create your business. And again, the payoff is you get to own your own time and do some wonderful things with your kids or your family in the afternoon, like going to their soccer game or just hanging out and doing whatever you want with the people you care about. So we're going to briefly talk about scripts, why scripts are important. And again, we're going to be covering these more in one of our future sessions. But a script gives you instant expertise because you have a repetition. You've practiced something so many times that you can just pull it up. It's like cut and paste to that particular situation. Hi, Mary. Hi, Joe. Hi, Francis. You're at an open house. Here's the sort of things I would say to you. And you've got the name of the situation, and you can touch many more people when you've really practiced your scripts because you just pull on that expertise. You pull on the things that you want to say, and it can flow out of you in a very natural way rather than kind of like a deer in the headlights. You don't want to be deer in the headlights. You want to have scripts that you can pull on out of your memory and sound like you're comfortable and you know what you're talking about. So one of the questions you probably have is, well, okay, like exactly what is a script? Well, it's the words you say, and it's what you ask your clients and prospects. So they're prepared and practiced till you have that natural tone of voice. Remember, we talked about the 85% rule is nonverbal. So you don't want it to come out in a stilted way, like person's going, oh, they're not caring about me. They're just like saying something they read online or got out of a book. You don't want that. And scripts are statements, but they're also questions. You want to be asking people. A good salesperson is listening more than they're talking. Okay, you're listening more than you're talking. And they can be fully scripted, something you like with an email. If you're getting back to somebody, that can be like something you fully scripted. You put the email in a folder, you click on it, open up, click forward, put in like Dear Francis and make it a little personal, you send it to the person. That saves you a lot of time because you can really work that email exactly what you want to say and make it really friendly and informative and open as well. But it can also be bullet points of key items. So hey, these are the 5 things when I'm door knocking, or the 3 things I make sure I want to say in an open house or when I'm door knocking or when I talk to my sphere of influence, for example, because I want it to come out naturally. So there are different ways that you can do you can set up scripts. So again, you're going to find that there are many different kinds of scripts. When you're on the phone, when you're texting people or emailing people, like I gave you an example, calling your sphere of influence, prospects, when you're in an open house, what you're going to say is different the way you're going to approach people than when you're door knocking or when you're calling your sphere of influence. And of course, buyers and listing folks or sellers are going to have different interests, different needs, and so the things you're going to say, the questions are going to be different. And anything else like for sale by owner or expires or something like that, those would be different scripts also. So here's just one example. You're following up from an open house. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I wanted to thank you for coming to my open house last week. I enjoyed talking with you about the house, and I was wondering if you had an interest in these particular types of homes. And would you like to learn more? I'd be happy to send you some information or even show you some similar homes that just came on the market. And this can be a voice message, could even be an email. And make sure you smile when you talk. And maybe even a little chuckle or two. So lead generating and scripts. We're going to be talking about that in Ready, Set, Go session 3. So this is just a brief introduction, and we'll go into that in more depth. So today, again, we're really focusing mostly on the first stage of the pipeline, which is business preparation. And we've talked about what kind of lead generating you want to do in order to build your business. So lead generating takes discipline and commitment, but what you get is freedom, income, and as we talked about, you own your business. When you work for somebody else, they pay you salary, they can fire you, they can lay you off, they can put you in a job you don't want to do. In sales, you have basically infinite creativity, all the different ways you can do lead generating, and as you create your income and you start getting referrals, you own your business, and you have the income that you want and the freedom in terms of time and money for the lifestyle that you want. But you need to start your day with a positive mindset and have the kind of conversations that are going to give you the positive outcomes so you can be flexible with your schedule in the afternoon. So, or whatever time you want. So it all comes down to this. Now, to get to the closings that create the income that you want, you have to ask yourself, am I going to be doing enough business building activity to generate the income? that I want for myself and my family. So at the top of your pipeline is daily morning mindset and business preparation. Remember, doing the mindset and then preparing your schedule, reviewing it the day before, confirming appointments and reviewing the appointments and really being ready for all the things you're going to do to have a successful day after day, week after week, 5 to 6 days a week. Okay, so now how do we ensure that we create this consistency? Because without consistency, we're not going to create momentum in our business. What we see, one of the other things we see with agents that trips up their success in their business is that they'll commit and be disciplined for a couple days a week or a week or two, and then they'll just fall off and be undisciplined and kind of not do the things they should do for another week or two. And when we ask agents, well, if you take a week off, have a very disorganized week, how long does it take you to get your momentum back in your business? And we always hear about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you take a week off, you basically lost almost a month of income. That lack of discipline for that 1 week really hurts your long-term profitability and success. So what we want to do is we have a tracking system that's going to help you hold yourself accountable and create that consistency. So you create the big momentum in your business, because that's what successful agents do. And we know from goal tracking studies that people who regularly track their goals can be 20, 50, or even 80% more successful. Here's a study done by a university of 250 business professionals. And what they did is they put half of them randomly in a thinking group and half of them in a tracking group, where they actually tracked what their goals were and whether they were achieving their goals day after day, week after week. And as you can see, the thinking group, month after month, only achieved about 43% of their goals. So if your goal was to make $80,000 or $100,000 a year, and you achieved less than half that, so now you were making $30,000 to $40,000 a year, would you be able to make a living in real estate? Well, the answer is no, unless you want to be a part-time agent. So what you want to do is you want to be tracking your goals, because the tracking group, they found that they achieved their goals over 3/4 of the time, month after month, week after week, month after month. So they were almost 80%, not 20%, 80% more productive. That's a huge difference in the amount of productivity and income that they were going to create. So what did they do? Well, the 4 things is they wrote down their goals, they tracked them daily during the week, they had a weekly progress report that made them accountable in terms of whether they were achieving their goals or not. So every week, did you achieve your goals, and where can you improve, and where did you have successes? And then they shared this report and their results with somebody else. So they weren't operating in a vacuum. They were accountable to a coach, a broker, and a colleague, or a partner, a spouse, or even their kids and their family. So here are the 4 steps. You need to write down your weekly goals, track them daily, have a weekly progress report that shows what you did and what you were successful in and where you need to improve, and be accountable to somebody else about your achieving of your goals. KD&A, we did a study. Here's one particular office we worked with, and they found that the people not tracking their goals were making about a little over $60,000 a year, but the people that were consistently tracking their goals week after week, month after month, were achieving more than were at an income level of more than $100,000 a year. So again, it's not a 10 or 20% difference. If you're committed to tracking your goals, it can make a huge difference in how successful you are and how much more money you can make in your career. So what we know from the university study and the results that we've seen is that the better you track your goals, the more successful you are to tracking your goals, the greater the income that you're going to achieve. More goals tracking, more income. So with Knowledge DNA, we have a goal tracking system that's very easy to use for you to track your daily goals. You can do it in less than 30 seconds from any PC or smartphone. And we made it super simple, because as a salesperson, I hate having to remember a user ID and a password, going to the website, logging in, waiting for it to launch, navigating through the darn thing, and finally putting in my information. That's like 10 minutes out of my time. Well, that's 10 minutes I can't do sales and build relationships. So we want your experience with KD&A to be 30 seconds or less. There's no password, no login, and 2 quick steps you can update your information. So if you're on a PC, you're going to get your daily email alerts. It's going to, in the subject line, and on your smartphone, it's going to show you what % progress you've made. You're going to open it up, and you're going to see a color-coded dashboard of your progress on your goals as of that morning. comes out early morning every day of the week. And we color code the goals, so as busy salespeople, we don't have to like read a spreadsheet with a bunch of numbers. It's like driving, being at a stoplight. So red is you are stopped, there's no progress on your goal. Yellow, caution, you're below 50%. Light green, you're doing better. Dark green, color of go, the color of money, you hit 100% of your goal for the week. And then blue, sky's the limit, you're at 150% or higher of your goal for the week. So all you got to do is, you get in the subject line, it shows you how am I doing, click on it, open it up, look at your colors and think go green. Turn my colors green by the end of the week and I'm building momentum and creating success in my real estate business, where I own my time and I own my income, right? Okay, so you'll see in this email that you open up on your smartphone or on your PC, there's a click here to update button. You click on that, and on your PC that we automatically load what we call a web app, and no login, no password to remember. We instantly bring in the screen that connects to your personal database, and you can update your numbers. You can click on a tally button and tap, 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 add your numbers in and hit save. You can actually put in your actual numbers, and you can even edit your weekly goals as well, all on the fly from your PC, and as we'll show you, from your mobile device. And then just remember to, from any of these three changes, to hit save, and you're done. It goes into an online dashboard, which we'll show you in a minute. If you're on a smartphone, same thing. Just tap on the click here to update your to-dos button, and we load a smartphone view web app instantly on your smartphone. And from here, again, you can put in your numbers for the week or change your goals. No login, hit save, and again, you get color-coded updates right there on your screen. And then we capture all this information for you, and we color-code it on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. You can log into KDNA and you can look at your results week-to-week, month-by-month, color-coded, and say, hey, in two-way conversations or buyer appointments or whatever other categories I'm working on, how am I doing? Where do I have solid green week after week, month after month? And where do I have reds or yellows? Where do I need to improve? Where do I have successes? Let me make sure I keep doing that or do that more. And where do I need to improve my business to create the synergy and the momentum that I want and the income that I need for my career? And then KDNA also takes your information and puts it into a coaching dashboard. So if you're working with a coach or broker or associate or a team, and you're on a team, the person who is coaching this group and managing this group, they can see how everybody is doing real time, week by week, month by month, or year to date. And again, color coding all of the different categories. So, hey, where's everybody getting green? Where as a group are we being successful? And hey, if we got a lot of yellows in one area, like two-way contacting or open houses, that's an area that we can improve in. Let's do some training in that, do some script practicing and role playing, and get people more comfortable with upping their numbers in those areas, so people are hitting on all cylinders and getting the results that they want from their real estate business. So that's the coach's dashboard. So again, the KDNA Goal Tracker, quick review, daily email alerts, any PC or smartphone, one-click access, color-coded. You get, it takes you to an instant update page. You can put your numbers in 30 seconds, and then there's no login or password, but you can go into your personal scoreboard, look at your progress over weekly, monthly time period, evaluate successes and areas for improvement, and the coach's scoreboard does the same thing for an entire class, group, or team. All right, so let's do a quick review. We call it the quick hits for session 1, where your primary job as a real estate agent is lead generating. Remember, this is the first of the 4 sessions, which we'll be getting to the other 3 sessions down the road a bit. And lead generating is what leads to appointments and sales, but business preparation is the key. That's what we're talking about today. We covered that 97% of buyers are the result of your efforts. It's not somebody walking in and saying, hey, you over there in the corner, can you help me buy or sell my house? That's not going to be the way you're going to build your business. So you're going to have to do lead generating, and we talked about the different types of lead generating, what lead generating is and what it is not, unless you're taking business cards with you, developing relationships when you're at the dog park or buying groceries, which some people have done successfully. But you're going to have to rely on the things in the left column here and not on the right, and we'll be covering those lead generating techniques in Ready, Set, Go session 2, which is the next session. But today, again, we've been covering business preparation and the daily morning mindset, which is you want a positive morning mindset. You want to do your time scheduling, be ready with your scripts, and then tracking and being accountable for your results. These are the key things that are going to set you up for success in your business. If you don't do these things, your odds of being successful are going to go way down. So don't handicap yourself. Do the things that are going to put you head and shoulders above a lot of your competition, the other agents in the business. So we talked about the many ways to positive attitude, gratitude, meditations, affirmations, and so forth. We talked about the 7% rule, that only 7% of what people hear from you is the things that you say. So here's the chart again, showing you how important your body language and your voice is when you are meeting with people face to face, and when you're talking on the phone. That positive mindset is going to give you, again, a great way to communicate. Notice this guy is smiling when he's dialing and talking on the phone. The result is, make sure you time block your calendar. So lead generating is a key important part of your day. For me, if things got in the way and I didn't do the lead generating calls in time that I needed, and it was, in my case, let's say it was Sunday, here's just a little story to help out. If it was Sunday afternoon and my goal was to make 300 to 400 calls a week, which was my goal, and I'd only done 250 and my goal was 400, I had a choice to make. I could either go out the Sunday late afternoon, 4 o'clock, and barbecue on the deck, okay, or I could go into my office, do 2 hours of phone calling, make those 400 calls, 350 to 400 calls, finish them up for the week, and know that in 6 months I would have a deck to barbecue on. So that was a choice I always made. I went into my office and I did those calls for 2 hours, and knowing that I had set myself up for a positive and secure future. So please, time blocking, achieving your lead generating goals is paramount to being successful in this business. Don't sacrifice your future by doing things today that aren't the key to your business. Don't sacrifice your future. Okay, invest in it and make sure it happens the way you want to. So that's the scheduling and time blocking. So again, as we talked about, you can go to your soccer kids game in the afternoon or own your time, do whatever else you would like for your positive and successful lifestyle. So we talked about why scripts are important. It gives you that instant expertise, repetition, memory. You can bring out the things you've learned to say and apply them to your current situation and sound very natural, and allows you to touch a lot more people because you're not fumbling around, and you're also more confident. So you're more likely to approach more people if you practice your script. So it's a win-win all the way around. And again, we're going to cover scripts more in session 3 of Ready, Set, Go. Okay, we talked about why tracking is so important. University studies showing that people are 80%, not 20%, 80% more productive when they track their numbers. And in the study we did, people dramatically were achieving more income. $60,000 a year after you pay taxes and expenses is just barely making it in real estate. You want to be making more money than that, and certainly goal tracking will be very helpful to you in that. We covered KD&E daily alerts. You simply open them up, look at the color-coded daily progress report, and then you can update your numbers in under 30 seconds for any PC or smartphone. Okay, the top of your pipeline is daily morning mindset and business prep. You want to do that 5 or 6 days a week. Okay, this has been step 2 in the session today. Every session is going to have 3 steps. The third step, which comes after the skill learning presentation, is how are you going to implement this new skill that we talked about today? What KD&E goals are you going to set for this week and the weeks going forward to make sure you create this skill as an ongoing habit? Remember Aristotle, it's not one act, it's many acts, day after day, week after week, that creates success. So what skills, how are you going to create this habit? By having weekly goals that you meet week after week. And that's what we're going to be talking about, or your coach will be talking about after this new skill presentation. And then coming back next time that you meet or that we get together, you're going to be going back and doing a follow-up accountability discussion, which is, okay, next time we get together, how did you meet last week's goal? What were your successes? What challenges did you have, and what new habits are you adding to your daily routine? Because here is the ready, set, go, what we call the skill activation loop. It all starts out with results and accountability. If you don't know what you've done, how are you going to get better, and how are you going to keep doing the things that matter? So it all starts out with the first part of each one of these sessions is results and accountability from what you learned last time we met, or that you met, and are you improving your lifestyle and your skill set? If you're not, if you do what you've always done, you'll have what you've always had. To have what other people do not have, you must do what other people will not do. And that's what we're talking about, the 13%. So you're not in that 87% group that doesn't have the results they want in their real estate career. So results and accountability is step one. Then you're going to do new skill learning presentation. That's what we did today. And then after each new skill learning presentation, it's okay, how am I going to do goal tracking? How am I going to execute this new skill? So when we come back next time, we can look at our results and embed these new skills in our daily routine. Okay, so now we go to, guess what? The third step, coach's table. We call this coach's table. How will you commit to these new activities and goals? Now, again, why are we doing this? Because most agents fail in real estate. It's not a 20, 30% number. It's 75, even 87% after the first 1 to 5 years. So in order to get you through that, what one of our people calls through the valley of death, okay, where most people die, we want you to have great success. So we're going to help you activate the skills that are going to make you one of the very successful agents in the business. But in order to do that, you got to do what the other 87% are not doing to achieve your income goals. So we give you KD&A so you can update your numbers simply by clicking on an update link, putting your numbers in on your PC or on your smartphone, and it all goes into an online dashboard where you can hold yourself accountable, and your coach, if you have one, can work with you as well to celebrate your successes, improve on what you're doing well, and add new skills that are going to fill out your sales pipeline and create the synergy and the momentum that you need. Because it all comes down to this: are you doing enough business building activity to generate the money that you want, income you want for yourself and your family? Because we know the more people do goal tracking, the greater their income is. We already covered that, and we really want you to understand how important that is, because we want you to not just make the income that you want, but to own your own time, so you can do the things you want with your family, hang out, do whatever fulfills you with your loved ones and the people you care about. If you have any questions, you can always contact us or go to our website at kdna.com. And now we leave you at the coach's table where you can discuss and review how are you going to add these new skills between now and the next session. What are your weekly goals going to be for how many days of daily morning mindset and business preparation am I willing to commit to be successful in my career? So thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you and talking with you at our next session. Have a great couple weeks ahead. Take care. Bye.